champ is here! The champ is here!
Yeah, it's your boy Champ, and this is the Champ is Here show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy MrLongchamp here, co-hosting.
Yeah, so we just got through watching the ESPN documentary.
It's actually not ESPN. Well, it's on ESPN, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
ESPN documentary
Let me not
on
get on political correct.
the legacy of Michael Jordan. Now, let me tell you something. I know exactly why they came out with this documentary. I know exactly why they came out with this documentary. They wanted people to know, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know, people are saying Kobe, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? RP to the GOAT, you know what I'm saying, to Kobe. Any comparison to LeBron, any comparison to Steph Curry, if there's like, the young kids nowadays, with the new young NBA, this, that, and the third. But let me tell you something. If you had any thought that anybody else was better than Michael Jordan, I want to let you know that you're sadly mistaken, because this solidifies and proves exactly why Michael Jordan is the god of basketball. Okay, that's it. That's a lot.
That's my rant. So to let you know, that's how I feel. The reason why they dropped that. I mean, that's definitely part of the reason. I mean, once the season, they was planning to do a documentary about that season from the beginning of the season. Once they decided this is going to probably be their last season, which is why they had most of that shit, most of the filmed already. So they was planning to do a documentary. They didn't know when they was going to drop it. They didn't know how much it was going to add to whatever it was going to do, but they knew they was going to have to. This is going to be an epic season.
Let me tell you something. They knew to drop it exactly when people forgot. They said this is the time, because people have been talking, we've been hearing, but Jordan, no, I'm sorry. So let's talk about it. The moves. Let's start there. You see everything that he's doing in the air, this is what they're doing nowadays. He's been doing that. This is where they get it from. The blueprint is there.
Right.
Kawhi Leonard is a student of Kobe, and we all know who Kobe is a student of. Michael
of course.
Jordan.
He had his little cameo on the doc too, where he shouted him out. He was like, "You get everything, everything I get is from him." He's like, "I don't get these 5 championships without."
So let's talk about some funny moments. Your boy BJ Armstrong was bugging out. I'm watching this kid. He's getting super duper hype because he got a screen and left Jordan stumbling a little bit and shot it, and he thought, and then didn't he went 1 for 17
the next game?
Yeah, game 2, and got benched the rest of the season. I mean, played the rest of the series.
He had his little shine. He was like, "Yo, listen, I'm gonna try to exploit, the stuff I remember." He's like, "Yo, I remember, I could take advantage of that. If I go right, he always remember I used to go right. I'm gonna go left this time."
Nah, he's bugging out. This dude is too small. He was super duper hype, man. I felt sad for him. As I'm watching it, I'm like, yo, this dude, I feel so. Every time he just pounded his chest, was like he was just digging his grave more and more and more and more. Oh, man. So,
yeah, the moments, man. He was just in the zone.
Absolutely. Watching this series, objectively, you know what I'm saying, Jordan was a little petty. You know what I'm saying to you? He was a little, but that's what he used to win the games. I get it.
He was a competitor, man.
I love it.
I didn't know he was that competitive though. There's a lot
I knew he was that competitive, and all the trash talk.
Yeah.
When you hear all the trash talk, that's just regular basketball talk. So it wasn't nothing crazy that I was seeing. So some other funny moments, kind of cruel. Tony Kukoc You know, he was hurt. You know, when they thought he was going to bring him in.
They came after him. So.
Yeah, they got a little after him. You know what I mean? They got a little crazy. You know, he came back. He came back a little bit, but, you know.
They almost scared him off, man. They was trying to.
So let's talk about his early years, because that run that he had in the 80s, he was getting defensive player. He's getting MVPs.
Who, Jordan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of course, this is what we're talking about.
No, of course.
Guys, who else we're talking about? This dude was just, there was a lot of things I didn't know about him. One thing I didn't know about, and I was kind of disappointed about, was Scottie Pippen.
Yo, that moment when my son was like, nah, I ain't going back in the game, I was some.
So, if, you know, for the viewers, you know, whoever plays sports, one thing you do, man, is always hold down your team. You know, whatever the team needs, you never let the team down. So because he did not, the play wasn't for him to take the last shot because Jordan had retired, he decided to sit out. And I think that was a real bitch move by your boy Scottie.
You let me down, Pip. You let me down.
Yeah, I was hurt. I was a little hurt.
Down,
Yo, who was that dude that I couldn't believe? It was that dude, I forgot his name, who started crying. He came up with a speech, and he was crying, giving the speech in the locker room about how Scottie Pippen.
Oh, Wellington? No, not Wellington. Cartwright?
Yeah, Cartwright, Bill Cartwright. I get it, my dude, but I don't think it's that deep. But it was deep enough.
Yeah, listen. It worked, man. I mean, Pip apologized. He's like, yo, my bad. You know,
it worked enough. Oh,
listen.
man, it was hilarious.
No, he still lost to the Knicks that.
Huh?
Yeah, still lost to the Knicks that year.
Yeah,
that was year Jordan retired. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of the years that we had some hope. We thought it was
the only moment out of the whole series.
So
like, finally beat the Bulls.
Yeah, so
Jordan
finally.
Came back
So like I understand why it was big for him to beat Cleveland. I understand why it was so big. I understand. I thought the Supersonics, that whole series, it kind of looked easy the way, because when you play the video game, playing the Supersonics, when you play the story with Jordan, it's kind of difficult.
Because Gary Payton was a cheat in that game. Man.
Yeah, Gary Payton was
on
busy.
drugs.
Yeah, he just straight demolished the Knicks. You know, it was bugged out. But even though I was a Knicks fan, I was always a fan of Jordan. Ooh, he is busting. My fault, y'all.
You just watched some.
Yeah. Listen, he's way more clutch. He's way deadlier. He has way more determination than LeBron. I'm sorry, I'm a LeBron fan, but Jordan, nah. He was just too deadly.
Nah, listen, and so many, and to see a lot of those great players come out and say, I respect it. Like one of the moments back when I saw that quote from Larry Bird when he was like, yo, that wasn't Michael Jordan playing tonight. That was God disguised as Michael Jordan, man. And I know Larry Bird back then was looked at as like one of the gods of basketball. It was him and Magic. So when Jordan came through, he was dropping like 40-something, 50-something, 60-something on the Celtics.
Nah, he was going retarded. And if he had a squad, if Jordan had a squad from the beginning, he would probably dominated 2 decades.
Arguably.
If you would put a good veteran with him at the time,
yeah, because he would have still had that same mentality that I got to come and be the best, because that's the mentality he had from a rookie. So he would have been on a team with a good team saying I got to come in and be the best.
Another thing I learned in the documentary, I did not know Dennis Rodman went and was wrestling with I knew he was in wrestling, but I did not know he was doing it during the playoffs.
Yeah.
During a critical time, are you
They're the
bugging?
players. They're in the finals.
In the finals. What was it, game 5, game 6?
4, game 3. Game
Oh,
4,
my
right after
God.
game 3. Game 4. So, yeah, right after game 3. Because then he came back and they actually ended
Dennis
up winning
Rodman.
anyway. They ended up winning that game anyway.
Yo, Dennis Rodman was, oh man, he's bugged out, you know? So anyway, what else?
Nah, there was a lot of moments that like I felt like they showed so many teams that he either had to overcome or that had to overcome him.
Yeah, Pistons.
Yeah. And
Pacers.
he really hates Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, that's it.
Like he despises, like and the thing is he wasn't the only one that stopped him from playing in the Olympic team, so like he had issues with other stars.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. They tried to
Magic.
they put a lot of things on Jordan because he was the biggest. He's the biggest personality.
That's what I'm saying. So you
So
gotta
it's-
take all the scrutiny. And he took a lot, bro. Like the media, like they just showed an episode of this, the media just following him everywhere. People just, fans, autographs. Everybody wants to take a picture. Everybody. Yo, there was this one dude, I think when they went overseas and they were playing, he asked for Michael Jordan's armband. And before the dude, he says, "Yo, Jordan, can I get your armband?" And as he's asking him, he's taking off the armband. I'm like, can you slurp any more than you are right now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Too, like that was bugged out. I'm like, you're a dude. Like, Michael Jordan, can I have your
So
Yeah.
these fans go hard.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, you're a competitor. But you know, all good.
Yeah. Nah, it was
Yeah, nah. This documentary was an amazing documentary.
the gambling part thing was kind of crazy too. Kind of caught me off guard.
Right. So did not know. I always knew that his pops died, but I never knew the reason. I didn't know he was shot on what was it, like an armed robbery? They said they were trying to rob him or something like that, or
They shot him and they kidnapped him. Well, no, not kidnapped him, but they hid the body or something like that. They threw his body in the lake. Threw the body in the lake. That's why they couldn't find his body.
They're saying that it was linked to his gambling.
Oh no, they didn't say that. I mean, that was as far as the investigation. There was nothing in the investigations that linked anything to it. That was just what some of the media was trying to
right.
put,
They were saying that his past dealings with certain people and stuff like that. They was basically saying that his involvement with some shady people could have resulted in his father's death.
Yeah.
Which was
that's crazy, yo. That's crazy. I did.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
in a time like that, I think that was kind of low, a little low blow. But again, when you're at the top, everybody want to take shots. So I'm telling you, he's the best. This dude is flying. He's just flying in the air.
I know a lot of the younger generation is talking shit, saying like they can't wait till the Bond documentary drop and all this.
Come on, his documentary. He's gonna be. Listen, kudos to Listen, I have a lot of respect for LeBron. His documentary. He's gonna be in the schools. He's gonna be talking. He's gonna be mentoring. You know what I'm saying? Too. He's gonna talk about going to Miami, going to LA. It's gonna be nice. You know what I'm saying too, but it's high school phenom, physical ability, but they're not gonna talk about the the altitude that I don't know. The smack talk. He's not gonna talk about. This is way more fun to watch. This dude is cursing dudes out, smacking dudes, dunking on. Dunking. Nah, I'm sorry.
Nah, they cleared up a lot of things though. They definitely cleared up that push for me. I mean, I already had kind of, had gave him the benefit of the doubt on that last shot that he knocked down against the Jazz to win the 6th championship. But yeah, a lot of haters always said that he pushed off. But they definitely cleared that up. But you could clearly see he was just.
He'll clearly see he was already his ankles was already broken.
He was already
before it even. He just like, let me just guide you to the floor so you can fall a little softer,
Right.
so you don't fall as bad. I'm helping you out. You know what I mean? We help with the momentum because you're trying to stop, and I'm like, relax and just chill out while I. Bow!
Knock this down.
Oh my God.
And
Oh my God. He just, 2 times in a row, Karl Malone, I'm sorry. And you were good. You were really good. But you weren't the best. That's the problem.
I like a lot of those little like trivia things or little fun fact things that he was talking about, like the 20 Hall of Famers that he eliminated.
Sorry.
I was like, God
They
damn.
compared Clyde Drexler. He said, yeah. Oh, let me show you. Bow. Oh, he's the MVP. Let me show you. Bow. You know what I mean? This is what he was doing. So, they have home court advantage. You think they're the better team because they have a better record? Bow. Win every game.
Don't give him no motivation.
Oh, you said nice game? Oh, you talking trash? Bow. I lied about that. Sorry, I just wanted a reason to go bow.
That was I gotta put that.
Yeah.
That was like, that's what I was talking about. That's the kind of stuff I was talking about when I said like he's a competitor. Not only was he a competitor, he would just make stuff up in his head.
Yeah.
Just to find a reason to be competitive.
What's that coach? Carl. George Carl. Oh, you don't want to talk to me? You don't want to say good evening to me? You don't want to say hi to me in the restaurant? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Beep, 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 beep. Game starts. Bow! Sorry, guys. You don't want to say hi to me? You don't want to say good evening to me? Okay. All right, cool. It's your coach's fault. That's it. So, he just needs a reason. He just needs a reason to go crazy. So, Jordan, sorry, he's a very inspiring person. He's a household name. He has a brand name.
Yeah, man.
He's an icon.
He shaped the
Okay,
culture.
He shifted the culture. He
He
got
made
more
sneakers-
notoriety than the Pope. He
made sneakers a popular
God.
shoe to wear.
Absolutely. Oh, there's a
It's like
song that says, like Mike. No one, does any other player have this song?
Nope.
So there you go. All right.
Got the movie too, Space
Wanna
Jam.
be like Mike.
Isn't another LeBron trying to do a movie?
What are you talking about? You was talking about Space Jam?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. LeBron's doing Space Jam too. Coming
Uh-huh.
out next year.
Come on.
Coming out 2020.
You gonna really watch that movie?
I mean, why not?
I'll watch it at home.
I'm gonna check
But
it.
you think it's gonna really sell? Like, okay,
Of
what was his
course.
number?
Of course it'll sell.
All right, in Space Jam, what was it a box office blowout? Like, what was the numbers? Can we find out?
Yeah.
Can we find out the
I think
numbers?
Space Jam was big though. I mean,
Yeah.
just
It was a big
numbers,
movie.
but it
I
was
seen it a few times as a kid.
Yeah.
The Monstars. What was that really? How old was I? As a matter of fact, before I say I was a kid.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was a kid. Yeah, I was a
96.
kid. Definitely.
96.
But these kids, like this generation of kids, they who fuck with LeBron, they definitely are going to see it.
Exactly.
I don't think.
It's going to do numbers, man. It is.
Well, that depends. It depends on. Well, it's gonna drop next year, but I mean, it depends on how this whole pandemic thing gonna affect movie theaters and
Nah, it's just they're not gonna stay smart. They're not gonna drop it. They're not gonna drop a movie that you can't.
No, that's why all
Go
movies
to,
are pretty
you know what
much
I'm
like
saying?
on hold and stuff. So
Yeah, but I'm just saying, what are the numbers for the Kobe? For the Jordan, sorry. I miss you, Kobe.
230 million.
230 million.
230.4 million.
And what's that like compared to like another movie? That's a great thing. That's
in
okay.
96, I would say a good movie in 96. I think it was like Titanic.
No, come on, Gabe. That's
Titanic,
come on, Gabe. You know.
Oh, too far. I'll go too high.
Oh, Titanic. Come on, my nigga.
Niggas on the way up, son.
Yo, Titanic. That's where you want to go. Gabe, you're bugging right now. Titanic.
I'm sorry.
Yo, that Celine Dion. You bugging, my G. Come on. Jordan is the.
I don't really remember that
Titanic. Jordan is the Titanic.
Bad Boys
of the NBA, but the Titanic of Titan. No, not the Titanic of Titanics.
I don't. You should know some more
Movies.
movies from '96, from the '90s, from mid '90s.
No, I don't. In '96, no, I was getting beat. You know, Haitian.
That's why that was Titanic at that year. That's why I said Titanic.
Titanic's the #1 movie probably of the decade too. Like it won like.
So I said Bad Boys. Bad Boys came out.
Maybe no, like it couldn't have been that.
Bad Boys came out like in '95, '94, something like that.
No, I thought like Independence Day came out then, but no.
And they put an Independence Day.
Yeah, no, Bad Boys came out like in the late '90s.
What's the difference? That's what I said, 96, 98, whatever.
But you said you had a specific year, so that's what I said.
Okay, so Independence Day did 817 million.
800.
That was a big movie too, though.
Yeah,
that's another. Come on.
You picked the movie, yo.
I said that's the time of that of Will Smith movies.
So what do you? I mean, you want to pick up?
Independence Day?
That's the okay. So
that was a
let's say
box
this.
office blowout.
Let's say this.
Right
Let's say this. Space Jam was better than most okay movies because we're not going to remember okay movies from '96. We're only remembering the box office hits because they were good fucking movies. Remember the movies that was okay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what?
Because like Space.
It was a #1 movie when it first came out. I guess like for
Who?
Space Jam. Like,
Space Jam was the one.
Oh, was a #1
like from the 15th to the 17th.
Oh, for like that week.
Yeah. For that 1 weekend. And
Yeah, wait a minute. Space Jam,
number 3, yeah.
Hold on, yeah, Japan, yeah, mad people watching them.
Yeah, because when they came out, because the fans, everybody
watched it. Debut #1.
Yeah.
So my point is, do as much people around the world love LeBron the way they love Jordan?
I would say yeah. Because it's a different generation, so there is no Jordan to admire like that in basketball.
So you're telling me,
and they found that
LeBron James is selling as just as much sneakers as Jordan is, and jerseys? That's what I want to know. Like outside of what they're doing, what I'm saying
that's
is
different.
You see, I'm getting into the God mode. I'm moving and escalating. Like they're both God mode, but there's a different God mode. When I say God mode, I'm just saying the top people in their field that rise above other top people in their field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So if you're a rock star and you're like super up there, but who's really super up there in rock? Talking about the Beatles. You're talking about pretty what's that dude? The dude that invented rock and roll. They was talking about
Jimi Hendrix.
Huh? Not Jimi Hendrix. Nah, as a
Little
matter
Richard.
of fact,
Little Richard.
Little
right?
Richard.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, yeah, Jimi
what you're
Hendrix
talking about.
was
I know
in
what
his
you're
band,
talking
like he was his backup
Elton
singer,
John.
or one of his players.
Elton John is like that though. I know you're talking about.
You see that? Yeah, you see the level I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The top of the top I'm talking about. So, listen, I'm sorry, Kobe. I'm sorry, LeBron. I'm sorry. Steph is, they're good, but they're not the best.
So, do you think there's a chance that any of them dudes playing right now could like ever reach that level, or is it just a rap?
So I mean, what I would say, on the court wise, probably not for a little while. I don't know if I see that happening, especially with the way that these generations are. They don't have that same. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, except in Russell Westbrook. He's like one of the few. But
yeah,
he needs just a little bit more control.
Yeah, he needs a little bit more
focus.
control. Jordan was a triple threat. He had super talent. He had an immense physical intelligence, superior physical intelligence, where he can just control his body in midair, on the floor and in midair. And the basketball IQ should just understand to break down defense and offense on both ends of the court.
How do you feel about the fact that he didn't really back that? He didn't back the senator, the black senator that was running for in North Carolina.
Like you see how LeBron.
Just in general, he never really got involved in politics. Like LeBron kind of does in a sense a little bit. Not really get involved, but doesn't really speak on it. Like,
yeah. So this is my thing. I have more respect for him if he did it, but I don't lose any respect for him because he didn't do it, because his job is to play basketball.
I agree with that.
You see what I'm saying to you? So now if he wants to use that platform to have a political view and have that and try to reach out to, the people in the community, then kudos to him.
And he donated bread to the campaign.
So
he just said he wasn't really going to speak because he didn't really know much about it. He's not a politician. He wasn't following the politics, so he's not going to go and represent one and not represent the other without doing his due diligence. So I mean I think that's the fair thing to do if you don't
and
look at it objectively.
My thing is just as a black man in America,
that white dude was racist though.
That white
dude was kind of, that was fucked up. I was like, if I would know though, I'm definitely.
But yeah, so like I said, not to take any sides, whatever. I just understand as a black man, there's a lot of tough choices, and people want to say, well, he should have made this one, or he should have made that one.
Right.
You got to be in his shoes and understand the type of decisions that he has that might affect him and his family.
Right.
So with that being said, the goal is MJ, and that's that. So want to give out some shout outs?
Yeah, definitely a shout out to the viewers, to the listeners. Shout out to Culture Media.
Yeah, big shout out to Longchamp Success doing his thing with the real estate. You already know. Big shout out to Moving Keys. So we're definitely moving keys, and so don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Cheers.